Hey you guys, welcome to Yogalates with SJ, and to do this full body workout, this requires no equipment, so a great workout to do every day to get into every muscle. We're just going to be starting here in a standing, so bringing the shoulders down and away from the ears, palms facing forward, and finding that the feet are about hip distance apart. Taking a moment here to wiggle through the toes and just finding a neutral pelvis, soft engagement of the core. And then we are going to keep that engagement of the core as you just start to find that your weight is even through both feet. So taking a moment to look down at the feet, maybe shifting from side to side just to find that weight even through that center line. Then you're starting to come up high onto the balls of the feet as you start to bring the arms out to the side, palm facing down, and then lowering down with control. So we're continuing here to come up high onto the toes and then starting to slowly lower those heels all the way back down as you bring the arms all the way down. And you can flow with this in any way that you like, but as you do this, I just want you to make sure that your jaw is relaxed, you're not locking out through the knees, and you are keeping that core engagement, ribs are closed. And as you come up high, finding even more length here. Next time you come up, you're just staying here, you're shifting over to one side, then the other, and then coming back through center, and then lowering all the way back down. And then coming back up high onto the balls of the feet, shifting to one side, then the other, coming back through center and sinking the heels back. Doing that again, so sweeping the arms out to the sides, shifting over to one side, then the other, coming back through center, floating the arms down as the heels sink down. Coming up, inhale, coming up higher, shifting over to one side, then the other, keeping that core engaged, and then coming back through center, floating back down. And again, inhale, coming up, finding that the shoulders are away from the ears. You are coming to one side, then the other, and then coming back through center as you lower back down. Now staying here, guys, and you are sinking the left heel down as you step the right toes out to the side, then stepping the toes back in, and then coming to the other side. And we are switching, alternating from side to side, so you're tapping the toes out, finding that your weight is even through that center line. Now you're bringing the right toes out to the side, and you're starting to just hinge forward from the hips as you start to bring the arms forward, and then squeezing the elbows in as you start to lengthen back up. So continuing with this, I want you to make sure that you've got that right heel lifted. You are not letting the left knee rotate inward, so you're keeping the knee in line with the toes, and you've got a softness there into that knee. You are making sure that your back is in the same line, so the head, the back of the neck, the tailbone are all in that same line. And then coming back through center, let's come straight to the other side. So stepping the left toes out, softness into that right knee, and you're starting to bring the arms forward, palms facing down, squeezing those elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Core is engaged, so the hips are going straight back, and then you are drawing all the way back up to lengthen up. So you're really feeling that lifting up out of the pelvic floor all the way out the top of the head. As you start to bring the hips forward, you're squeezing those elbows in behind you, so you're really finding a connection into the back body, and you are breathing. Make sure you're breathing, guys. Coming back through center, let's stay here. Now this time you're starting to bring the left toes out as you start to bring the left arm up, and then switching to the other side. So as you continue here, I want you to make sure that the shoulders are not coming up towards the ears. You are finding length out the toes of that leg that is coming out. Now let's start to cross the body. So you're starting to bring the arm across the body as you start to step those toes of that side out to the side. So continuing here, and again finding a little bit more length each time, but just making sure your core is engaged, the hips are staying square to the side edge of your mat, so you're not twisting through the lower body. You're really keeping any twisting coming from the belly button up. So lengthening out, finding even more length from the toes all the way out the fingertips here, and stepping it out, bringing it in, and coming to the other side. Make sure you're breathing. You can come down a little bit lower into this if you want to make this even more challenging. Moving at your own pace. You might even want to start to create a little hop in between. Now let's stay here on to this one side. You're going to start to rotate the arm all the way up, and palm faces outward, and then you are bending through that left knee as you start to reach the left fingertips towards the mat, and then you are drawing all the way back up and letting that elbow come back down towards the side waist. So continuing with this, just making sure here that you aren't bringing any tension into the back. So you are keeping your core engaged the whole time, letting the torso really rotate in that same line. And we are also just letting there be softness into that left knee to create a really nice rotation without there being any kind of stress or pressure anywhere. Nice. Finding a little bit more length up, drawing up from the pelvic floor all the way out the top of the head as you come up, opening out that shoulder, finding some opening across that front side of the shoulders. Then let's come straight over to the other side. So you're bringing your weight over into that left foot and you are softly bending into that knee as you start to bring the right arm down, opening out. So coming all the way up and the elbow comes in towards the side waist, and keep this going. So closing the ribs, making sure you're breathing, finding even more of a rotation each time as everything starts to warm up. All the movement is coming from the belly button up. So keeping the lower body really still here and making sure that you're breathing deeply, and exhale as you come down. Nice work. Last one here, you guys, and let's come back through center, stepping the feet out a little bit wider, heels turned in, toes slightly turned out, finding that the hips are open, and then starting to bend through the left knee, and then powering up and lifting up onto that supporting foot as you reach the left arm up, and then slowly with control lowering the foot back down, bending the knee, and continuing here. So as you do this, just making sure that that knee is not going forward of the toes, so you really want to be sitting back into the heel, and you're keeping your weight even through that center line the whole time, using the strength in that leg to power you up, and trying to also control the movement as you place the foot back down. Then let's come straight over to the other side. So taking a moment and then starting to lift up, lower down, hips go straight back, keeping your core engaged, using your core to lift you all the way up, as well as the power through that leg. Lifting up, make sure that knee doesn't go forward of the toes, so you're sitting back into the heel, the hips are going straight back, keeping the back in that same line as the rest of the body, keeping your ribs closed, breathing deeply in, fully out. Nice work. Let's come all the way back through center and starting to round forward. So starting to bring the fingertips together, and then you are opening the heart as you start to lengthen back up, and then doing that again. So as you continue here, it's almost as though you're trying to hug something. So you've got some resistance here through the chest muscles across the heart center, and then you are opening the arms, coming back, squeezing into the tricep muscles, the back of those arms. Softness into the elbows, keeping your core engaged, softness into the knees, and keeping the back of the neck in the same line as the rest of the back. So you are bringing the hips forward and pressing the hips back, really working into those glutes as well as getting into all of the other parts of the body here. 10 minutes is all it takes, you guys. Really finding your connection to all of the muscles. So really squeezing into the chest muscles as you draw forward, and then squeezing into the back of those arms as you start to lengthen back up. Beautiful work. Now let's stay here, coming over to the left side, bending through the knee, and then the right side. And then let's come back over to that left side, and you're starting to lift the right heel, and then you are staying with that lift as you start to come all the way back up through to your center line again. So it is really only the left knee bending. You're trying to keep the heel lifted the whole time through that right side. You might bring your arms into this as well, so reaching the arms forward and then squeezing into the back of those arms as you start to power back up. So finding that your weight is even through that center. So even though we have got our weight over into that left supporting foot, we are still trying to maintain our weight through that center line. So really letting both feet take the same amount of weight, lifting up tall, drawing up, squeezing into the inner thighs as you come up. Beautiful work. Let's come straight to the other side, guys. We're nearly done here, so you are going to be done. It is such an awesome workout. Let's get straight into it. So you are doing the same thing on this right side. So you're bending through that right knee, and then you are keeping the left heel lifted the whole time and keeping your weight even into that right supporting foot. Maybe you're bringing the arms into this, maybe you're not. Just making sure that it is just a hinge from the hips. So you're pressing the hips back, and then you are pressing the hips forward to lift you back up, squeezing into the inner thighs. Keep that heel lifted, you guys. We're nearly done. Just a couple more here, and you can stretch it out. Make sure you're breathing, and you are all done. Well done, you guys. Can't wait to see you again soon. Have a great day.